This is the fastest growing beverage in the world.
Not anymore. Sales declined 70% from 23 to 24 and another 42% this year. One of the most hyped drinks ever has officially collapsed. But the problem started as soon as it launched. First, they advertised the limited availability and dropped special edition bottles as collectibles, but as soon as it became available everywhere, the novelty wore off, so Prime encountered new problems. What happened when people actually tried it? Well, maybe Prime should have spent more time on the taste. Since launching in 2022, one common complaint came up over and over again: its taste. Prime is way too sweet, to the point where it's just gross compared to competitors like Gatorade.
That is really disgusting.
Reviewers also noted its strong artificial sweetener taste.
I hate that taste.
Ignoring these complaints was a huge mistake for Prime. By making Prime extremely sweet, they gave up their adult audience and chose to market entirely to kids instead. This is a problem, but not for the reason you think. First, it inflated their sales, with lots of adults buying it and never returning to the product. But why does this matter? Both Logan and KSI have lots of young fans to annoy their parents into buying Prime. Well, when parents saw headlines like "experts are warning parents against Prime," or even worse, "FDA asked to investigate Prime," they stopped letting their kids have it altogether, and things only got worse from there. One lawsuit over PFAS contamination, another from its bottler, the list goes on. Whether or not Prime wins these cases doesn't matter. The damage is already done to its reputation among parents. On top of multiple lawsuits, people complained that Prime's caffeine content was too high.
The high caffeine content could cause heart problems and anxiety.
Both Logan and KSI tried to address this issue, but their efforts ended poorly. Logan went on Fox News to explain away the concerns, which only brought more attention to the claim.
It's the same amount as Celsius.
KSI's response wasn't much better, like when he said Prime Energy is like drinking coffee.
It's like drinking coffee.
Which simply isn't true. It has twice as much. But there's a real problem here that's actually at the core of Prime's failure, and nobody talks about this. It's not that Logan is just a bad guy or that he marketed caffeine to kids. He's actually right that the caffeine content is the same as competitors like Celsius, but that's exactly the problem. When the hype fades, Prime Energy is just another energy drink, not better in any way. Even the hydration drink is basically just Gatorade Zero. Plus, relying on consumers choosing an influencer's product over reputable brands isn't a strategy that seems to work on its own. Compare Prime to Feastables, which has less ingredients than competitors and is ethically sourced. However, when Prime tried to differentiate itself as a better-for-you alternative, the so-called health benefits were quickly dismantled by several big YouTubers. But maybe Logan doesn't care about the taste or nutrition because he simply doesn't drink it. Countless clips on Logan's podcast show him clearly pretending to drink his product, and even when he drank it during his WWE match, it didn't look like he was drinking it either. He was forced to address these allegations and gaslit his audience. We can all see him not drinking it, which makes you wonder, if the creator of this drink doesn't even trust it, why should I? But that question only leads to a bigger one. Is Logan even the creator of this drink? Well, it's complicated. Logan claimed he wasn't just a partner, but actually built it from the ground up as stated on his podcast.
They built this business up, then approached you to be a brand ambassador?
No, started it from the ground.
But when people started doing some digging on the company, it was clear Logan had lied about founding it in the first place. Contrary to Logan's Instagram bio, which still reads founder at Prime, it's actually owned by Congo Brands, a Kentucky-based drink distributor founded in 2014, before Logan was ever involved. In another interview, he claims to be a partner of the company, which has 6 owners.
Prime has 6 owners, not me. The team that we are partnered with.
So in at least one instance, he lied about the drink's origins. Another instance creating distrust around Prime. But why haven't we been talking about KSI, the other creator involved in marketing Prime? Well, maybe it's because he's a terrible promoter. In the first 2 years, he made 4 videos directly promoting Prime, but in 2025, he didn't make any at all. While on his Instagram, he made 23 Prime posts in 2024, but just 7 the following year. With Logan, he was honestly just the wrong partner for 2 reasons. 1, Prime launched exactly at the time Logan was about to pivot his content from adventure vlogs to WWE. Matching sports videos to the Prime Energy brand isn't a bad idea in theory, but he probably should have tested it before launching Prime, since he now struggles to pull just 1 million views per video, far less than the 5 to 10 he'd get before the shift, and he's also uploading much less. Now, this next point is very important. Prime doesn't have its own channel like Red Bull, so if Logan isn't getting views on YouTube, the whole marketing strategy falls apart. Prime doesn't benefit from universal branding like Red Bull, which associates itself with extreme sports indirectly on cars and uniforms. Red Bull makes sick videos on YouTube that make it feel like a lifestyle. Prime, on the other hand, only markets the drink directly, mostly on Instagram and TikTok, where consumer conversion rates are notoriously low. So Prime has to rely on Logan for marketing. At the same time, Logan started Lunchly, which both shifted his focus away from Prime and made every post feel like an ad for either Prime or Lunchly. Logan, being the face of Prime, has only been made worse as he's been embroiled in his own controversies, including allegations of scamming his fans with a crypto token, so his reputation for promoting products has certainly taken a hit. Not helped, of course, by Lunchly receiving numerous poor consumer reviews and nutrition controversies, but that's a topic for another day. Logan mentioned in this video that he made a less sweet version of Prime, but it's likely too late. Profits are down over 90% and sales are down 42%. But let's keep this video balanced, since most videos about this aren't. Logan is right about two things. One, lobbyists actively tried to make Prime seem worse than it is. Lawmakers demanding FDA investigation into an influencer product over caffeine concerns is almost definitely a byproduct of lobbying.
You're talking about lobbyists.
In their defense, Prime always includes an 18+ label. However, as previously stated, Prime Energy was doomed from launch since they had already alienated their adult audience. 2. Calling Prime unhealthy is not a great point, considering the alternatives are Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, which are basically poison. But explaining away some of the controversies doesn't fix the core problems. It's still not very good, and it expanded way too quickly before establishing brand loyalty or differentiating itself among competition. Thousands of stores sponsored athletes for millions of dollars, all before perfecting the taste and building credibility. I think they really underestimated their competitors' marketing. Red Bull gives you wings is one of the most iconic slogans ever, and their YouTube channel has 28 million subscribers. I think Prime could really benefit from some more experienced leadership, since Logan said his entire team is younger than 30 when it launched. Prime thought it could run on Logan and KSI's fan base and better for you marketing, but these YouTubers only offered an initial boost to a mediocre product, while the better for you angle was quickly disputed. This explains why their trajectory was great in the beginning when it was running on hype, but that faded quickly and their sales plummeted. For these reasons, Prime is a lesson in what not to do as an influencer company.